So today I need to admit something, and that is that sometimes I look at other pastors or other ministers and I get a little jealous about how it appears their ministry is going. But before I get too far, what are we doing? You don't talk about that in the pastorate. You can't spill everybody else's secrets like that. Bullcrap, I'm doing it anyway.
I want it all. I want it all. I want it all. And I want it now.
So yeah, this is one of those subjects that seems unfair to me, and it seems a little taboo for pastors to talk about. Somehow everyone else on the face of the planet gets to complain that they aren't exactly where they thought they would be in their career by now, but we in the ministry, we clergy, we're exactly where we're supposed to be, and we're not allowed to complain.
Right.
And we have it in mind that clergy aren't allowed to complain about their job because God has a plan for them, and that God has them exactly where they're supposed to be. And I'm not trying to argue with the divine plan, but saying that pastors or clergy can't complain about their job because God has a divine plan is really neglecting the fact that God also has a plan for people who aren't clergy. Like somehow doctors, lawyers, and teachers all got to pick their job, but God forced people to be in the ministry.
Right.
Now hear me, I love my job. I love being able to talk about God with people, to teach people about God, to teach and to preach about God. I love being able to offer sacraments and to really be in that place where people can have their lives changed by God. And I love being able to watch that happen. But that doesn't always mean I'm happy with my job. And a lot of pastors and a lot of clergy will say that. But what they won't tell you, no.
Please, no! No!
Is that like most people in the world, we also look at others in our profession and we start to get a little bit jealous of them. Now, I'm not proud of this. I hate the fact that I have looked at other pastors and I've tried to figure out why I'm better suited for their job than they are. And I hate the fact that I get defensive and really possessive about ministry in my life. And I hate the fact that in my defensiveness, in my jealousy, I start to look at other pastors and clergy and I try to figure out what's wrong with them. And in total honesty, there are definitely times I look around and I really get upset because it seems unfair to me. It seems unfair that pastors who don't have the same degrees or the same training I do seem to have a better go at ministry than I do. And after I tell myself why I'm better than this pastor, I start to get a little high on my own hype.
Do you really believe your own hype that much?
I am the hype.
And I can begin to hear this voice in the back of my head whisper,
You want this, don't you?
and then I start to get defensive and possessive.
Whoa, no touchy. No touchy. No touch.
No, like really defensive and possessive.
Does anyone else hear that?
Yeah, and it's getting closer. And it sounds an awful lot like
Mine.
And I begin to think about how green the grass is on the other side, and I begin to think, man, if only I had a church of 300, then I would finally be able to have the resources I need.
You know, I have one simple request, and that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
And then I talk to pastors from those bigger churches and I hear about complaints about how unwieldy the bureaucracy is or just how many people complain about the decisions they make. And then I begin to wonder, well, maybe I should just go into the mission field, like go live in Africa somewhere and preach the gospel to people who've never heard it before.
Bumbleway tuna. Bumbleway tuna. Hi there, nice to see you. Bumblebee tuna? Bumblebee tuna!
And then I talk to people who were missionaries, and the first thing they tell me is how lonely it was and how it felt like they were out there all by themselves, about how the church didn't seem to care about them, how they seemed to completely be isolated. And then some of them will tell me that they just wish they had a small church where they could get to know everybody, where they could have true relationship and do really good, intimate ministry with each other. And then it dawns on me. You will always find something wrong if you go looking for it. There will always be something flawed in everything. Whether we're talking about relationships, marriage, jobs, careers, or ministry. We'll always be able to get frustrated and upset given our current circumstances because we'll always be able to think about how it could be better. And then we start to get a little bit whiny and even a bit bratty about that.
Don't care how I want it now.
And even pastors fall into this trap of jealousy and envy of people in their career field. And we need to be careful about how much we listen to that voice because jealousy and envy will tear apart ministry. And Christianity is supposed to be a team sport. If you have any thoughts on what I've said, go ahead and leave those in the comments down below. If you've liked what I've said, go ahead and hit the subscribe banner down below. And remember, I love you and there is nothing you can do about it.